Hello there guys and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for my preview of the Chelsea versus Crystal Palace game, obviously taking place tomorrow afternoon at Stamford Bridge with the kickoff being at 3 p.m, obviously UK time. As I usually do, starting off with our opposition in those previews, which is obviously today Crystal Palace, the 16th in the league at the moment on 28 points, 4 points off relegation, but they do actually have a game in hand on Hull City, I think, who are in 18th at the moment. The last 5, they didn't start off so well, like 5 games ago. They got absolutely battered 4-0 at home by Sunderland. I think it was even 4-0 at half time, if I remember correctly. I mean, bloody hell. 4-0 to Sunderland. After that, they lost 1-0 away to Stoke. But after that, they really turned it around. They beat Borough 1-0 at home, which obviously isn't like an outstanding result. But after that, they beat West Brom 2-0. And now they beat Watford 1-0. So obviously that's 3 clean sheets in a row, which we as Chelsea haven't managed to do in the league since January. Obviously in the Cups we have had a few clean sheets. But in the league we've not had one since January. So fair play to them. And it just shows that it will definitely not be an easy game tomorrow. Even though they are only in 16th and we're obviously by far top of the league, it's not going to be an easy game. Looking at their lineups, what they usually go with is either 4-2-3-1 or 4-1-4-1. Goal scorer is obviously Christian Benteke. I say obviously, it's Christian Benteke with 9 goals. And top assist maker, creator, I don't know what the word is Wilfried Zaha on 6 assists. So those are probably the 2 danger men. Obviously they've got Townsend as well. Kabay, they've got good players. They're kind of almost doing a little bit of a Newcastle. They spent a lot of money. And, I mean, they may not get relegated, but they're at least fighting against relegation. After having spent a lot of money, after having a really good squad, just way too good of a squad to be where they are. Let's be honest now. But yeah, that's really all on Crystal Palace. Let's get into Antonio Conte's pre-match press conference, which took place, just a bit earlier. It wasn't the most entertaining and most interesting of press conferences, if I'm completely honest. The most interesting thing actually was because, as I've mentioned in the Chelsea Weekly a couple of days ago, we do have a fair few injuries that I wasn't 100% sure whether they will be able to play against Crystal Palace or not. He was obviously asked about that in the press conference as well. And he did say 2 to 3 players and situations he still has to evaluate injury-wise whether they will be able to play or not. But he will have to do that tomorrow. So he didn't name any names. Then a journalist asked about whether those 2-3 players are, either Hazard, Costa, Moses, or Courtois, and also John Terry, but he said John Terry is fit, but he didn't specify the others. He said, yeah, with those he still has to evaluate, kind of thing. Like a minute later or something, he got asked about Hazard on the whole Real Madrid saga again, and then he just came to say, yeah, no, he expects a good performance tomorrow, and so Hazard's clearly playing tomorrow, so that's great. And obviously, well, he said he's very confident that Hazard will play and also play a very good game tomorrow. So that's obviously good to hear. After that, he was asked about, because there have been reports that John Terry will apparently be offered a new 1-year deal. And he was just asked about that, whether that's true or not. Conte, as he usually does about these things, especially contracts, even more so with contracts than with transfers, he just doesn't give answers. He says, yeah, no, it's about now, we'll talk about it at the end of the season, and now it's important, and this and that, and this and that. Yeah, he didn't really give an answer to it. He said, John knows what my position on this is, so that very much sounded like Conte wants him to stay. I'd love it if John Terry got to stay. See, he's not playing this year a lot either, and he's kind of happy with it. Like, he seems alright with it. I guess he would be alright with it, but not playing a lot next year as well. He just doesn't want to retire yet. But, he still played a fair few cup games. And I bet he'd love it. I bet all of us would love it if he'd stay here for another year. So that would obviously be great. Then talking about Crystal Palace by Antonio Conte, he said it's going to be a very difficult game for us, especially after the international break, and even more difficult, not just after the international break, but because we had a fair few problems injury-wise. So obviously training wasn't as good as it could have been after players coming back. So that obviously makes it difficult. And after that, last thing I noted down is he just showed Wenger some class, some how to treat other managers, how to treat other clubs. Because yesterday in Wenger's press conference, Wenger said there's only one club in London, obviously, in his opinion, Arsenal. Obviously, that's a joke. We all know that. If there's only one club in London, it's Chelsea. He probably knows that. Tottenham probably know that. And Crystal Palace and West Ham know that even more so. But Conte just said, yeah, he heard what he said to say, but he prefers to show respect to other players, to other managers and other clubs, and he doesn't want to get into that kind of debate. So, see, Arsene, there's no Mourinho around anymore. There's no need for stupid mind games. You can do that. No one cares about what you do anyway. Even your own fans don't care what you do as long as you leave. But there's no Jose around. What we do now is we do our talking on the pitch. We don't do our fancy talking in the press conference. We just give information and that's it. And I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Coming to Chelsea, obviously coming to us, talking about our lineup. Right now, it's obviously very difficult because he didn't even say which players exactly are in doubt for tomorrow. So I've got no bloody idea. I'm just going to go with if everyone's fit. Really, that's what I'm going to go with. So obviously, pretty much almost everything will stay the same. Thibaut Courtois in goal. Gary Cahill, David Luiz and Cesar Spilicuetas, the 3 centre-backs. Marcos Alonso and Victor Moses, the 2 wing-backs. I think because we're playing at home and we're playing a team that's probably going to be very defensive, I think it's going to be Cesc Fabregas next to N'Golo Kante, also because Fabregas didn't go on international duty, so he's probably a lot more rested than Nemanja Matic, who did go away with Serbia. And then the front 3, I kind of expect, obviously, Hazard, because Conte hinted, he's confident he'll play and he'll play a good game. Hazard, obviously, Costa, again, I have no idea if he'll be fit or not. I hope he is. Then I'll go with Costa. And on the right wing, I think it will be Pedro, because Willian came back very late from international duty, because he played his last game in the night from Tuesday to Wednesday, and that obviously in South America. So obviously travelling back, jet lag and whatnot. I think, Pedro just came back from France on Tuesday, so it's a lot easier for him than for Willian, who came back from South America. So yeah, that's what I go with. Talking about my prediction, I think it's a very difficult one. Obviously, as I said, Crystal Palace have kept 3 clean sheets in a row. But yeah, they'll probably sit back. They'll try to hit us on the counter. They know we're the better team. They know we're the favourites. We know we're the favourites. It's not been an easy week for us training-wise. But I'm still quite confident. You have to be. When you're 10 points clear at the top of the table, you just need 21 more points to secure the title, no matter what anyone else does. I'm going for 2-0, especially if we score in the first half. I think they'll have to open up second half because they'll at least try to nick a draw if they're already trailing, and then maybe we'll hit them on the counter or just punish a silly mistake and make it 2-0. That's my prediction. But yeah, that's really it from me. Leave me all of your prediction, all of your thoughts down in the comment section below. Leave me your predicted lineups down in the comment section below. Do you think Fabregas will play as well, just like I do? Do you think it will be Pedro and not Willian? And I guess you know as much as I do about injuries. But yeah, that's really it from me. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. We massively do appreciate that. Can't wait for the game tomorrow. Finally, the stupid international break is over. But yeah, can't wait. Up to Chelsea. And I'll see you next time.